Ladies and gentlemen, good day. On behalf of the Resource Circulation Administration under Taiwan's Ministry of Environment, I'm honored to share with you an overview of Taiwan's development and policies in the circular economy. Taiwan, with a land area of just 36,000 square kilometers and a population of 23 million, faces significant challenges, namely, environmental strain and a shortage of natural resources. Nevertheless, we remain committed to the dual goals of achieving net zero emissions and zero waste by 2050. By leveraging policy frameworks, financial investment, and technological innovation, we are advancing the circular economy, reducing our reliance on virgin resources, increasing resource efficiency, and managing resources across their full life cycle to maximize value. To build a truly circular society, we are driving legislative reform, combining circularity incentives with stronger regulatory oversight. Taiwan is currently revising two major laws, the Resource Circulation Promotion Act and the Waste Disposal Act. This represents a shift from traditional recycling and reuse toward a circular economy centered on generating value from resources, enhancing utility, fostering circular development, and ultimately achieving maximum resource circulation with minimal waste. Taiwan consumes about 300 million metric tons of materials each year, 75% of which are imported, reflecting our heavy reliance on external sources. After subtracting exported materials, domestic consumption totals 240 million metric tons annually, equivalent to an average of 10.37 metric tons per person per year. Taiwan generates approximately 31 million metric tons of waste each year. Of this, 36% is general waste, and 64% is industrial waste. The recycling rate for general waste is 58.7%, while 85.4% of industrial waste is reused. Building on this foundation, we continue to strengthen our circular economy efforts. To further our progress in developing a circular economy, Taiwan must address several key issues and challenges. One of the most pressing is the need to shift our mindset and adopt innovative, sustainable circular business models based on the 5 Rs: reduce, redesign, reuse, recycle, and recover. Through the circular economy, we aim to achieve our carbon reduction goals. In addition, given Taiwan's heavy reliance on imported raw materials, it is all the more critical to maximize resource circulation, ensuring that materials loop back from the waste stream to the production stage, to reduce dependence on the import of key strategic materials. At the same time, Taiwan faces challenges in waste treatment capacity and emerging issues related to the disposal of new types of waste, such as discarded solar panels, wind turbine blades, and energy storage batteries. To achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050, Taiwan has introduced 5 major HOPE projects, including strategies for green energy, a dual transformation of digital and green industries, 20 flagship carbon reduction programs, and 12 critical strategies. Among these, the 8th key strategy is the Zero Waste and Resource Circulation Strategy, which serves as the top-level plan for advancing the circular economy in Taiwan. This strategy works in conjunction with other initiatives to support green growth and the nation's transition to net zero. Taiwan's Zero Waste and Resource Circulation Strategy is guided by the vision of resource circulation with zero waste. Aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, the strategy puts forward 3 core approaches: green design for waste reduction at the source, resource, recycling and reuse, and balanced management of waste treatment capacity, along with 2 enabling pillars: a well-functioning circular network and innovative technologies and systems. These serve as the main axes of policy implementation. Through resource circulation, the strategy aims to enhance resource productivity and reduce the use of virgin materials. Taiwan has identified 10 priority areas for circularity: biomass, plastics, inorganic materials and construction aggregates, metals and chemicals, textiles, electrical and electronic products, energy storage and EV batteries, waste solar panels and wind turbine blades, waste to energy and biomass energy, and digital product passports. Setting quantifiable targets provides both a clear direction and a basis for evaluating progress in advancing the circular economy. One key macro-level indicator is the cyclical use rate, waste base, which is calculated by dividing the amount of recycled waste, amount of cyclical use, by the total amount of waste generated. Taiwan's current cyclical use rate stands at 77.2%. The goal is to raise it to 77.4% by 2025 and further to 81.8% by 2030. To transition toward a circular economy model, our primary strategy is to promote sustainable products and circular procurement. First, green design. Product sustainability should be considered from the design stage, such as using single material designs to reduce the use of composite materials, incorporating recycled materials as raw inputs, and enhancing product repairability. Second, source reduction. We are committed to reducing the use of single-use products, particularly single-use plastics, and replacing them with reusable alternatives. Third, extending product lifespan. We support reverse logistics and encourage diverse approaches such as leasing, repairs, deposit refund systems, buyback programs, and extended warranties to reduce the volume of discarded products. Fourth, information disclosure. Transparency in environmental information is fundamental to achieving sustainable consumption. By having producers disclose the proportion of recycled materials used, repair and recycling methods, and carbon emission data, consumers can make more eco-conscious choices and, in turn, influence producers. In addition to these 4 measures, the Taiwanese government is leading by example, prioritizing the procurement of products designed with circular principles in mind and acquiring usage rights through leasing models. This approach aims to foster broader private sector participation in circular business models and reduce the environmental impact of consumption. In addition to source management, Taiwan has implemented the 4-in-1 recycling system since 1997. This system brings together 4 key stakeholders: community residents, recyclers, local governments, and the recycling fund, to promote resource recycling and waste reduction, encouraging active participation from the entire population. Household waste is properly sorted at the source through the voluntary formation of recycling organizations by individuals or communities. Recyclable materials are then collected separately from general waste by designated recycling stations, local sanitation crews, or private recyclers. The Recycling Fund supports this system by subsidizing local sanitation teams and recycling service providers, thereby establishing a comprehensive and effective resource recovery framework. To enhance the circular use of materials, Taiwan has made efforts in the following areas. First, inventory baseline data. By mapping the flow of various materials, including inorganic resources, biomass, metals, chemicals, and organic chemical resources, we are able to track their usage and discharge, ensuring data accuracy and traceability. This provides a scientific foundation for future circular utilization. Second, classification and diversion. Resources are sorted based on material characteristics, enabling more efficient recycling and reuse. Third, standards and guidelines. Clear regulations and procedures are established for the recycling, processing, and reuse of different materials, improving efficiency and reducing risk. Fourth, flow tracking and inspection system. This ensures transparency and control at every stage of the recycling process, preventing resource loss or mishandling, and safeguarding the quality and safety of recycled materials. Fifth, circular demonstration and promotion. Pilot projects are used to showcase effective material recycling practices, encouraging broader participation from businesses and the public in circular resource initiatives. Taking plastic circularity as an example, we promote green design, such as using a single type of plastic for products, keeping plastics in their natural, unpigmented form, and minimizing the use of labels on packaging. We also implement plastic restriction policies, regulating the use of plastic bags, disposable tableware, straws, and single-use amenities in hospitality settings to reduce the consumption of single-use plastics. In addition, we actively encourage innovative business models, such as reusable container rental schemes, and enforce legislation that requires businesses to offer discounts to customers who bring their own cups, using economic incentives to promote environmentally friendly consumer behavior. Taiwan's 4-in-1 recycling system is supported by producer responsibility, whereby producers are required to pay recycling and disposal fees. These fees are then used to subsidize recycling, collection, and processing services. For example, the recycling rate for plastic containers has reached 80%. Furthermore, Taiwan is progressively establishing a certification system and disclosure mechanism for products containing recycled plastics. Producers whose products meet a specified percentage of recycled content are offered preferential rates on recycling and disposal fees, using economic incentives to encourage the incorporation of recycled materials into product manufacturing. Our goal is to foster the development of the circular economy and industry and enhance the value of circular products and services. To achieve this, we are actively cultivating talent in circular economy-related fields and advancing resource circulation technologies. In the financial sector, we are introducing a range of incentives and tax relief measures to subsidize and encourage businesses and investors to actively participate in the circular economy. Preferential tax treatment will also be provided to promote sustainable and circular products. Moreover, we have established a green growth fund to invest in startups focused on resource circulation. This fund will be supported by insurance and financial institutions, and we also plan to leverage private venture capital to attract more private funding into the circular economy. To remove development barriers, we are implementing a regulatory sandbox mechanism to support innovative pilot projects, enabling new ideas and technologies to be tested and realized. We are also planning to set up dedicated zones to help businesses overcome land acquisition challenges, facilitating smoother operations for enterprises participating in the circular economy. Taiwan is gradually developing the Resource Circulation Cloud, an integrated digital platform that consolidates life cycle information on resources. This includes the construction of a comprehensive material flow database and a resource circulation monitoring framework to track policy progress and conduct data analysis on specific issues. By applying big data analytics and artificial intelligence, we aim to improve the efficiency of resource circulation, reduce labor costs, and support decision-making processes. Through AI-enabled capabilities, resource management will be driven by digitalization, automation, and intelligence, paving the way for an efficient, smart, and sustainable circular economy system. Taiwan is actively transitioning toward a circular economy by advancing regulatory reforms, source management, technological innovation, and public-private collaboration. Our strategies encompass green design, source reduction, resource and energy circulation, and waste management. We have also established the Alliance for Resource Recycling to accelerate cooperation between the government and the private sector. By 2030, our targets include generating over $12.3 billion in circular economy output, achieving a circularity rate of 81.8% and reducing carbon emissions by over 1 million metric tons annually, gradually realizing the vision of zero waste and net zero emissions. Thank you all for your attention.